Hello, my name's Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. I'm going to cut to the chase and say that I am very excited indeed to have this car here and to show it to you. Why? Well, it's one of the second facelift 5 litres, so one of the last F-Types to be built. It's a 2021 car, it's a young machine, it is in stunningly good order, it's travelled incredibly few miles. It is in British racing green paint, that quintessential colour which carries with it such weight of motorsport heritage. And matched with the British racing green outside is beautiful ivory leather in the cockpit, along with a range of options which deliver the most tremendously enjoyable cockpit space. It's sitting on gyrodyne wheels, 20-inch wheels, freshly refurbished and diamond turned. It's in amazingly fabulous condition throughout, and I am very excited indeed to show you around. So this is a second facelift car with that larger front grille, with the stylish, slender headlights and the beautiful treatment of this vent here with that little wing that runs down and across. A gorgeous bit of design. And speaking of design, we have the design pack, of course, on this car, the front and rear splitters and side skirts of the black design pack. Black pack as well, so the power vents on the side are in gloss black, as are the window surrounds. And at the moment, the car is sitting on these beautiful gyrodyne wheels, 20-inch, 5 twin-spoke wheels, wearing Pirelli tyres, of course. They're freshly refurbished and in perfect condition, with that technical grey powder coating and then diamond-turned finish on the outer face of the wheel. If you prefer different wheels, we have a number of sets of wheels in stock at any one time, and we can chat to you about other wheel options and indeed other tyre options as well. And as we inspect the outside of the car, I hope you'll see that the paintwork in particular is in stunningly good order. It really has been carefully cherished. There are no swirl marks, no signs that this car has been through a mechanical car wash, one of those awfully damaging mechanical car washes, which we do advise people always to avoid. Coming around to the back end of the car, the notable feature here is those quad exhaust pipes. Large exhaust pipes finished with chrome tips, very stylish and very functional as well in letting the 5-litre engine breathe efficiently. And minimal badging on this particular example. You'll see there that the badges have been deleted apart from the gloss black leaper on the deployable spoiler at the back of the tailgate. And coming round to the driver's side again, everything in very, very fine condition indeed. No marks, no blemishes to catch the eye. This car is very fine. And having concluded our tour there, 360 degrees around the outside, next we'll take a look in the cockpit. We'll supply the car, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's documentation. And to unlock, just tap the button there. You'll see the door handles deploy, the power fold mirrors move out into position. And the door handle, by the way, has that Jaguar logo on the top, and underneath, hidden away, is a puddle light. So a light that illuminates the curb by the car as you're getting into it at night, so that you don't get your feet wet. Okay, opening the door, and we see this sumptuous cockpit in ebony and ivory. Ebony leather for the main cockpit sections, the dashboard and centre console and so on, and then ivory for the seats and infills. And on the doors, we can see the beautiful contrast stitching there to very good effect. We've got this lovely perforated leather on the door panels, and then solid leather on the armrest and door handle, all in perfect condition. Swinging round, you can see the tread plate there is unblemished. And likewise, these seats, this is a very low mileage car, of course, but you might expect to see some wear on the seats, and in fact, they are pretty well as they left the factory. Sitting down into the F-Type cockpit then, Always a very pleasurable thing to do, and the point I invariably make at this stage is that this is a space where art meets technology, where we've got some beautiful design touches, some very effective aesthetics, and yet brilliant functionality and ergonomics as well. And we'll start the detailed inspection overhead with this enormous panoramic roof, a huge acreage of glass. It lets the sun flood in when you wish it to, but if it gets a little too warm, just pull the sunshade across and the temperature will be moderated in the cockpit. More detail around the place. Well, we've got a little storage net there between the two headrests. Then we come down to the armrest. Lift that up and you can see that we've got a 12-volt socket, a micro SIM card slot for mobile data, and the two USB sockets to charge your electronics. Forward from there, and we have the twin cup holders with a little recess in the middle that takes one of those small drinks cans. And to explore further, we'll fire up the supercharged V8. So my finger is on the start button, my foot is on the brake pedal. And as we do this, you'll see the instrument binnacle come to life and do its self-test. And settle down to slightly higher revs than we would normally expect. That's because the catalytic converter is being carefully warmed up for the first few moments of running. And you also saw the centre air vent rise up into its correct operating position. Okay, down to the centre console then, and we've got some buttons here for the Eco Stop Start Defeat, for the deployable rear spoiler, which goes up at 70, comes down at 54 when you're driving, but you can also put it up manually using the switch. Very important to do that before you wash the car, of course, so that you keep it clean under the spoiler. Then we've got traction control off and the switched active sports exhaust button that opens those valves in the exhaust and gives you that throatier exhaust note for sporty driving. Electronic parking brake, which takes care of itself pretty well. It releases as you drive off. It's got hill start assist. It's just a very well designed electronic parking brake with no fiddly messing around with switches and handles to release it. Then we've got the on-off button and volume control for the media, and the shift stick, this beautiful shift stick which falls so perfectly to the hand. There's a little button on the front of it there which operates it, and we can go into drive gearbox mode. From there sideways into sports gearbox mode, and in this mode we can shift up and down like so using the shift stick. You have, of course, always got the flappy paddles on the steering column, on the steering wheel rather, so that you can manoeuvre and change gear simultaneously, keeping full control of the car. Okay, back over to the shift stick, and if you're in sports mode and you want to go to park, just press the P button, it takes care of it for you. Across here to the driving mode, select a switch. At the moment we're in standard driving mode. We can go forwards into rain, ice and snow mode. You see the little illuminated logo there, and then we've got the car sitting on a bed of snow and ice in that centre display to tell you you're in rain, ice and snow mode. Very entertaining. This calms the car down very considerably and makes it much easier to drive in slippery conditions. This is a powerful car with wide tyres, and rain, ice and snow mode is not decorative almost as it is in some manufacturers' designs. It's a very handy mode to use in those challenging conditions. Okay, back down to the switch and we go into standard or vanilla driving mode, and then into dynamic driving mode, or tutti frutti mode as I like to call it. You heard the exhaust note change there as the exhaust valves opened, and on the instrument binnacle you can see now that the car is backlit in red to tell you you're in dynamic driving mode, and we'll talk more about that mode in just a moment or two. Coming back to the centre console, we've got a 12-volt socket just there, start-stop button there of course, and then the climate controls with the hazard warning light switch hiding in the middle. So we've got auto climate, air conditioning, timed recirculation, and the front and rear window demists, and the electrically heated front windscreen. So this windscreen has those tiny wires running through it which heat up and clear it incredibly quickly in winter conditions. And then the temperature selectors, dual zone climate in this car, so passenger dials in his or her temperature there and the driver selects their temperature here. And pressing these controls you get the 3-stage electric seat heating, so off and then stage 1, 2 and 3 on the seat heating. Again, utterly brilliant in winter conditions. Up here now to the big infotainment screen, and this is the home page. You'll have seen in the photographs, I hope, that this car has CarPlay as well. I'm not going to connect a phone and show you CarPlay now. You can see the images in the photo library. Very crisp and clear and easy to use. I love CarPlay when I'm driving. But this is Jaguar's own system. We start over here with My Home 1 page, where you can configure your own selection of shortcuts. Your quick access features go there to your particular preference. Then here on the home screen we've got navigation. No one's signed into the car at the moment, so the person who purchases it will sign in and be able to access those features along with an in-control subscription if they choose to do so. Very crisp and clear, easy to interpret. It's a well-designed system. The instructions it gives are very easy to comprehend as well. Okay, back to the home screen and the media options. We have DAB radio here at the moment. We can press source and see that is the only option at the moment, radio. But if we had a phone connected, we'd have Bluetooth as well. And then you can play Spotify, you can play BBC Sounds, whatever your particular preference is of music app. Back to the home screen, and we have Bluetooth telephony, of course, very fully featured, easy to use, crisp and clear as well for making and receiving calls on the move. And then we come to the extra features screen, and here you can see we can access climate, Android Auto and CarPlay, phone contacts. The reversing camera fitted to the car is accessible there. It's a very clear camera, and it's accompanied, if you're reversing, by those guidelines, and on the left hand side of the screen there will pop up information about the things close to you around the car with the front and rear parking sensors. Back to the home page again, and to the extra features once more, and we've got valet mode, Bluetooth, and dynamic eye. And here, because we're in dynamic driving mode, if you remember, we can configure my setup or factory setup and have your choice of engine, gear shift, suspension and steering in either dynamic in each case or comfort mode. And also from this screen we can access some features for the racetrack if we're having some fun on a track day, maybe stopwatch with lap timer, G meter and pedal position indicator and graph as well. Back to the home screen once more, and from the infotainment unit then we can pan across and have a look at the steering wheel. And here we've got the left thumb cluster, infotainment controls and Bluetooth telephony buttons, so you can make and receive calls without taking your hands off the wheel. On the left hand stalk there we've got the automatic headlamps. On the right thumb cluster we've got the cruise control and active speed limiter and the heated steering wheel button. Incredibly useful in cold weather, especially if you've been out and about on foot. Get into the car, switch this on, and it heats up incredibly rapidly and very efficiently too. Right hand stalk has the rain sensitive wipers. And then we look at this beautiful instrument binnacle itself, very clear liquid crystal display. We can configure the display to various different layouts. We have 2 dial at the moment. I can select 1 dial like that with a single instrument in the middle giving us RPM around the counter and MPH in the middle. And then another option is to have the full map display like so, and if I clear the menu off the left hand side you can see that the whole width of the display now is the map mode. Very useful in busy city centre traffic. I have this up if I'm driving in central London, for example, because I can glance down immediately and see the road layout around me and how I'm manoeuvring in amongst that traffic. Okay, down here by my right knee we've got the boot release, lane keep assist and the rear fog light and the dimmer for the instrument binnacle as well. And if you look right down in the foot, well, I've got my foot on the brake at the moment, but if I move it slightly across you can see that we have the stainless steel pedal pack in this car as well with the Jaguar logo there in the middle. So fabulously featured. These big displays are particularly enjoyable and effective in communicating the information you need as a driver. And the other point I'll make is that the condition of this cockpit is just immaculate. No wear at all, nothing to catch the eye in a negative way. All the stitching is correct and as it should be. The leather is unmarked. This car has been diligently cared for. People use the word curated a lot these days where it's inappropriate. I'm not saying it is appropriate here, but this car has been very carefully looked after by people who clearly cared about its condition very much. Okay, we'll switch the engine off and take a look next in the boot. I mentioned earlier on the outside 360 tour that this car has been debadged. If you would like it rebadged, we can do that for you. We can fit the F-Type, the model designator, and the Jaguar script there to your particular choice in gloss black very easily. Just chat to us about that kind of thing. It'll be a pleasure. Another of the extra cost options on this car then, powered tailgate. So press of the button on the remote or indeed on the tailgate itself, and it rises up on those power struts out of the way to reveal this very sizable boot, over 300 litres of space in the F-Type Coupe. Yes, it's a slightly unusual shape, of course. That's partly so that we can accommodate a set of golf clubs. So it extends right down there into that deep corner. You put your clubs in at an angle and then swing them down like so, and a set of golf clubs will go in this boot, and then your trolley or bag goes in front of there. If you're going touring in the F-Type, soft bags are the order of the day, or you could treat yourself to one of the bespoke luggage sets that is designed to go in the F-Type boot and use the space effectively, and also look really good as you're walking up the steps to your hotel. And by the way, under the boot floor here, a useful cubby hole you can see there. We'll just slide that back. I'll point out the tyre inflation kit in the corner, and also say that this boot is in, again, fabulously good condition. No marks, no stains, no wear, nothing to catch the eye in a negative sense at all. I'll mention again on the tailgate, if you've got an obstruction in your garage, so let's say, for example, that you mustn't have it higher up than that, you can program it when it opens to stop at that height and not go any further. And if you do have a restricted height at one end of your garage, that is worth knowing. Okay, we'll close the tailgate all the way down and take a look in the passenger side of the car. And again, you'll see the door card there in very fine factory fresh order, in fact, totally unblemished, totally unmarked. Likewise, the tread plate, I dare say, is perfect, as is the dashboard, footwell with these heavy-duty rubber mats, by the way, fitted to this car from the factory, and the centre console and this beautiful sports seat are all, again, utterly perfect and unblemished. Okay, one place left to go on our tour, and that is there, under the bonnet. There is the large F-Type bonnet, which not only assists with keeping the weight down by concentrating it in one large structure there, but also makes access very easy for technicians. You lie a rubber mat here, and then technicians can get straight into the engine bay with great ease. And there it is, the 5-litre V8 with the supercharger sitting on top of it, and then the engine cover on top of that, which we see. A fabulous power plant. Jaguar have been building V-configuration sporting engines for many, many decades, and they really know what they're doing. The reliability matches the performance from these power plants supremely well. This particular engine then producing 444 bhp, that's 450 PS, and driving this F-Type through the 8-speed ZF gearbox, and that, by the way, is one of the best gearboxes in the history of automotive engineering. From 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds and on to a top speed of 177. And those numbers, impressive though they are not what this car is about. This car is about the connection that you feel sitting there in the driver's seat between you and the car and the road and your journey, and the sense of pleasure that that delivers. That's the thing people talk about when they talk about F-Type ownership. Whether you're going to the shops for a pint of milk or to the north of Italy for a fabulous European road trip. Driving an F-Type is a uniquely satisfying experience. You can see, by the way, under here that everything is in very fine and clean order, nothing remarkable at all. Service history on this car is main dealer. Given the very low mileage, it's had an astonishing amount of servicing. It is in fabulous condition. It's passed all of our tests. I've driven it a considerable distance myself. It's driving just perfectly and waiting to delight its next owner. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It has been a real thrill to show you this beautiful F-Type. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp us if you've got any questions about the car, or if you'd like to arrange to see it either in person or by video viewing. If you've got a car to dispose of on your buying journey, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really brilliant broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things that our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we will look forward to hearing from you very soon. Contact details are coming next.